I'll start.
Now you're just naming Ben's. You're not even making puns anymore.
Yeah. Well, he's on the money, so right.
He is on the monies.
Yeah. Welcome to the DL Gaming Ben There Done That podcast. My name is Christian.
I'm Bobby.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Mr. Mom. I took care of Luna all weekend by myself, like a grown adult. I was constantly harassed by calls from her mother and her grandmother, making sure that I hadn't killed the child. Child rearing is easy, as long as it's 4 years old and you can reason with it for the most part.
That's the main part. It's the reasoning.
Yeah.
Like 2 to 3 is like there is no
2 to
reasoning.
3 is rough.
At 4-year-old, you can be like, all right, I'll give you a popsicle if you behave. And they're like, all right, I'll behave for 2 minutes now.
I'll comply until I get what I want.
This is the first time you've been left alone with the child, with the young one?
For 3 days, yeah, for sure.
Wow. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and Mila went to the Lego World Championships in Laguna Beach, California.
Nice.
How'd you do?
They took second or third in core values, which is kind of like being a team player in a good sport, basically. Out of 80 teams, which are the top teams in the world, which is pretty good. And but they took like 30 seconds in robotics, and then we don't know how they did on the innovation project. They're going to email us, but they didn't win. Brazil, I guess, fucking swept the show.
Brazil.
Next time. Next time.
Like a jiu-jitsu Lego?
Dude, if anybody let them down, it wasn't the kids that let them down. It's the fucking parents. All the parents were fucking fighting
super
with
abusive.
Each other. No, they were fighting with each other, like within our group. Like that's what they had. Like very little support, man. Those kids were on their own, man. So for them to make it this far, it's very impressive.
That's good. Congrats, kids. On this episode, we're going to be talking about so much shit. Total War Warhammer 3, something called Flesh and Blood, a game called Songs of Conquest, SCHiM, and Stardew Valley. Damn, guys, it's a full show. But before we start, I guess we're going to ping something, and I'm going to ping that Summer Games Fest is coming June 7th. So if you think that this podcast is talking about a lot of games, just you wait until maybe 150 other games are announced on one day between Summer Games Fest, PC Gaming Show, all the separate platform showcases like Ubisoft Forward. It's going to be fucking crazy, like it always is. So, yeah, I mean, the backlog grows, and that's sad.
Nick, I heard that the state of play for PlayStation didn't go well. Is that true? Did you watch it?
There was like nothing really there.
Yeah.
Like, not to be that guy, like, we got another hero shooter, and it's Marvel skinned, and it's like, all right,
is that game out? What is going on with that? I don't know what's going on.
It's closed alpha right now. It's
okay. So streamers got a early copy.
Yeah, a bunch of streamers. Yes, on PC.
Okay.
Concord. That's the game we're talking about.
Who's got the name? No, it's a Marvel hero shooter.
Marvel.
Anybody get the name of this?
I think it's Marvel Rivals.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, that's cool. There's some cool Marvel characters in there. Like, I don't know, fucking Mantis and I don't know.
I mean, all the heavy hitters are there, right? Spider-Man's there.
Spider-Man's there. Hela's there. I mean, there's a couple of other ones, but
well, speaking of PlayStation, what are you pinging, Nick?
Yeah, so I got another PSN problem. So besides the state of play, they announced or talked about like God of War Ragnarok coming to PC, and they're like, all right, cool. Everyone's like, that's kosher, right? Except for the thing that happened in Helldivers is now going to happen with every PlayStation game on Steam. You have to have a PSN account because I guess Sony just wants to collect information. But what it is, they're trying, I don't know if they're trying to region lock their games or something, because the people that are region locked via not being able to create a PSN account can't create a PSN account, right? So I guess they can't also access them on Steam, which is kind of dumb because it's like an everywhere platform. But yeah.
Look, don't be punitive. You need to what do you call it when you not emphasize, when you put a fucking carrot for the horse? What do you call it?
A riding crop?
Yeah, no, dude. When you're
giving the child candy.
Whatever, man. When you try to get them to do things, because I can't think of the name. Yeah, incentivize. I had it in my mind
Why
while you
was that
guys were
so
speaking.
hard for you to remember?
I don't know, man. I'm getting old, dude. I told Mia the other day, I was like, dude, you gotta have to be patient with me. I'm 45. I'm in construction. I just can't hear you anymore. You gotta wave your arms and shit.
Yeah, your ears are gone, dude.
Yeah, dude, totally gone. Anyway, incentivize. So what you do is you give free skins and a bunch of other stuff when they sign up for PSN. You don't ban people from buying your game. That's ridiculous. Don't give us our money, weirdos.
Hey, get this guy CEO of PlayStation, Emilio. I think you could do a
Emilio,
decent job. I think he could do a decent job.
I
Honestly,
think he
not
could
even.
too.
Yeah.
As long
but
as everybody speaks loudly.
yeah. I think that PSN
hearing aids.
that PSN thing is probably just a temporary technical issue that they're going to solve. I would imagine that it's not going to continue like this forever. Is my off the dome thought, but who knows?
But also, where in the world are you not able to get PSN?
Like 173
There's a lot of
countries or some
places.
bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that
Like
because
Burma.
they're evil countries or because
No, they're
Evil
not like they're not the quote,
The
unquote,
American
evil
understanding
countries.
of geopolitics. Are they the evil one?
Are they the brown ones?
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
No, they're not. They're not a quote unquote evil countries. They're just countries that tend to not want to show, or possibly not want to show certain things on certain PlayStation games, or
I see.
PlayStation doesn't want to do business in that area because
Okay.
it's not
The
incentivized.
snarky countries. Got it.
Yeah,
The countries with a little bit of spice, with a little bit of pepper. Like Bobby, who's talking about something, right?
Yeah, I've got some bad news this week.
Oh,
It
no.
was a tough week for me, guys. First of all, they closed 13 Rubio's locations in San Diego.
Rubio's,
That
sucks,
sucks.
dude.
What's Rubio? What is
sucks,
What is a
dude.
Rubio?
It's not good.
Rubio fish
Okay.
tacos. Okay, so back in the 80s, this guy started this fish taco place called Rubio's. It got real popular and they spread all over the place. It's the only place in San Diego where you can get a burrito for under $10, though. Pretty sure about that.
Is
They
that
got
like your
this-
go-to
nuts,
place?
dude.
My girlfriend loves it, so
Okay.
we end up going there a lot. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, that sucked. But then on top of that, Disney shut down Pixelborn. Pixelborn being the fan-made online version of Disney's TCG Lorcana. We all kind of knew this was going to
Yeah.
happen, but
Yeah, come on.
it still is kind of. It's going to drastically change things because so many people used Pixelborn. It was all completely free. He wasn't making a
Oh.
profit off of it except for he had a Patreon and people would tip him or whatever. But this guy had been working on this, like solo dev, working on this for a year and a half, just putting all his time and effort into it. And it really was amazing. Like the actual game itself, like what he had come up with was very impressive. Um, and it's just kind of crazy that the only way, like, there's no online version that's going to exist of Lorcana right now. People would stream this all the time. They would have competitions, international competitions using Pixelborn, like tournaments all the time, scheduled on melee.gg. Like, it was used just like by so many people and for so many things that to completely take it away. And Disney said June 16th, I think, is the date this has to be shut down. And he said, this guy Pavlov, the guy, or Pavlov, I think it is, Pavel. Got it. I think Pavel. Yeah.
Are you sure? Pavel?
Pavel.
Okay. All right.
Let's go with Pavel.
Okay.
He said from the very beginning, if Disney ever contacts me and asks me to shut it down, I will comply.
Yeah.
And I mean, not like he has much of a choice. I mean, Disney's got some pretty powerful lawyers. Plus, I think they've got a pretty good case against
And Magic.
the
They have
platform.
Magic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They've got Mickey waving his Fantasia wand.
Um,
It's a bummer though. It really
This is
sucks.
a goofy mood, huh?
dude,
Because Disney whatever. Okay.
they
go
should
ahead.
hire the guy. They should hire the guy and give him a bunch of resources to build their shit for them. what
Agreed.
they should do.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah,
made
give
this
him a
from
job.
scratch. So many people were streaming it. Like, Disney has just destroyed their community for what? Because Mickey Mouse is copied on an online way to play Lorcana? Like, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
I
Well,
promise you, they're going to go the same. Sorry, they're going to probably go the same way as Magic the Gathering Arena, where there was a lot of ways to play Magic for free, and they got rid of pretty much all of them right before they dropped it. So
Right.
I will
Okay.
not be surprised if they come up with a digital platform.
That's what we're all kind of thinking, and hopefully they do, because just to take an online version of this game away completely, I feel like would overall hurt the
Yeah.
game. Even though the game is rising in popularity like crazy, you can tell by the prices. I mean, the new set came out officially on May 31st, and I was expecting the pre-order prices to drop a little bit on TCG Player. I guess they have a little bit, but not much, not to anything reasonable. So it's like a repeat of the first set when it first came out. It's just kind of hard to get these cards, at least for a decent price.
Had you not
So
pre-ordered them?
no, I didn't
No.
pre-order. I was
You
gonna
have to
pre-order on
always
TCG
pre-order, dude.
Player. It wasn't really that bad on the last set. It like I waited till afterwards. I was able to get boxes, and it was, I don't know, it was fine. But
You know
I
why?
don't know.
Because like the chant. Okay, so if you don't get a deal and things stay the same price, then there's the same price. But if they skyrocket, you might make a profit. So you're always
Yep.
better off pre-ordering.
Yeah, but you know what? Like everybody talks about making a profit on these cards, but it's like stocks for most people. You don't sell them. I don't sell my stocks, and most people don't. Like you just hold. It's like, yeah, this is worth a ton of money. I'm never going to sell it. I'm not actually going to see that money. But
If
I
you
guess it's
pulled
me.
a $1,000 card, you'd sell it in a heartbeat, right? I feel like.
Yeah. If
Says the guy
I
who
pulled like,
go ahead, Bobby.
yeah, I mean, I guess I would, but like, I'm not going to pull $1,000 card, man. Like if I'm lucky, I'm going to pull like a $50 card here and there from a box, but like, I'm not getting like, I don't think they have $1,000 cards.
I
Nick,
don't get
would
this
you?
obsession for breaking even. Like you're playing the game to play the game, or are you playing the game to make? It's confusing to me.
So there's
Some people treat
that
it as a
Yeah.
business. I don't really care much about that. I mean, it's kind of cool and fun, but yeah, there's some people that really track the prices, and those are usually the people that are spending a ton of money. They're buying boxes by the crate, because the larger amount of boxes you buy, the
cheaper it
more
gets.
possibility. Well, yeah, the cheaper it gets, but the more possibility you have of getting an even spread of rare cards too. So you want to ideally buy them in like 4 packs, because that's how they're shipped. But that's like you're talking $1,200 or something sometimes for that.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Damn.
the newest Magic the Gathering set for 4 collector's boxes. Let me see. I think it's $2,400 right now.
How many cards are in a box? Sorry, I'm trying to get my brain around these units of measurement. How many card packs are in one
I'll tell you
box?
right now. So
24
100?
Lorcana.
how many is it for Lorcana?
I think 24 in a box.
Oh, okay.
24
That
packs.
doesn't sound right, dude. That sounds very small. But I don't know. Hey, Nick, were you into Magic the Gathering when I sold my Black Lotus?
No, I didn't get into Magic the Gathering until I was 12.
I don't know how old you were when I sold that.
How old is he now?
2004.
Yeah, I sold it for $900. It's worth like, I don't know,
15,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Shit. Emilio, what are you picking this week?
A bunch of stuff. So let's get to it. Chat GPT. It's funny. It dawned on me. I'm super interested in AI. A lot of my pings are about AI and different things that are going on there. Don't participate with it. So I was like, let me sign up with this and I paid for the $20 version or the only version, the paid version.
Right.
And holy shit. I spoke to, you don't just, it's not just text anymore. You can speak with it and has a very natural sounding voice with stutters like what I just did. Like it does that. It's very human. And I spoke to her. I said it to her, and I spoke to her the entire way to work, probably like a 45-minute drive, the whole way home. And then I have used her for troubleshooting and just kind of like finding things out. It's so much better than searching on Google or whatever. It's the most articulate, intelligent person that I know.
Have you seen the things that people are doing on
Jesus.
Reddit with AI? And they're like, yes, identify this mushroom. And it's like, that's a button mushroom. It's like, this mushroom will turn your liver into liquid in 2 days.
The only The only time it ever fucked up, and like I have probably 3 hours with it now of back and forth speech, was when I fucked up because I misspoke. I said OSHA instead of oceans. So it's like, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, we were just talking about this, and now you're talking about like work safety issues. And she's like, can you please? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was talking, I misspoke. I meant ocean. She goes, okay, we can get right back into what we were talking about.
Dude, you're talking
Not
about
just that, every conversation is saved in a file. So you could delete it if you want, but you can pick up exactly where you left off. Dude, it knows more about Magic the Gathering. I've been playing for 30 years. It knows more than I do. Like, I talked about Magic the Gathering with it for probably 30 minutes. I was like, do you know Magic the Gathering? She goes, oh, do I know it? And just starts to fucking tell it and all this stuff. And then like we made decks together. I'm driving, dude, and I'm making decks, and she's giving me a clipboard, something I can clip and put right into Magic the Gathering Arena, and it's a done deal. I just copy paste right into Magic the Gathering Arena, and I have a deck based on what because like I don't keep up enough that I know all the cards, right? Especially right now, Standard is like the biggest Standard's ever been in the history of Magic.
Yes, it's definitely way bigger than.
And so I was like, these are the things I like. Can you make me a deck? And it's like, sure. I was like, can I have 3 iterations? It's like, sure. I'm like, oh my god,
dude, this
Oh my
bothers
God.
me. It doesn't bother me. I think you're talking to the AI about Magic the Gathering, something you're very passionate about, and then you're talking to the AI about oceans. You've given the AI a female voice. I think we're seeing maybe the plot of her just unveil kind of live through, like how fondly do you think, like pretty fondly, dude, you kind of have stars in your eyes when she's the most intelligent thing you've ever talked to.
I mean,
Sam
if it,
or this robot?
if it
Who's
had
it
a
gonna be?
if it had a vagina, it would have been getting fucked already for sure. Yeah, I might be in love. All right, let's move on. Oh, let's move on to my other stuff. Godzilla -1 came out on Netflix. Apparently, it's got rave reviews. It's a Japanese version of the first Godzilla, but it's just kind of like a reimagining. Um, so it's like, oh, and it's supposedly it happened. It's set like right after World War II, and I guess it's some sort of metaphor for how the 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 country felt after getting bombs dropped on them. So yeah, apparently it's very good. I can't wait to see it. And also at the same time, Godzilla has been unleashed onto Dave the Diver free DLC. I just saw that right before the show started. So there's that. Ping, 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 ping.
Ping, 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 ping. All right, now we're on to highlights, games that we have been playing, and Nick is going to start us off talking about something we've never heard him talk about before.
Yeah. So yeah, I talked about that I would play Total War, the Thrones of Decay DLC that just came out. I wasn't really I didn't want to talk about it until I either beat one of the DLCs or I got really, really, really far into it. And so yeah, the really far into it is what happened first. So how do I say this? These DLCs add characters that are extremely different compared to the normal base game characters, in the sense that like they just have way more content in them. So like for example, normally like your normal general or whatever will have like, or faction leader will have like 1 to 3 quest battles. One of the new characters has like 7, and it's just absolutely insane. And the reason why that's like a nice thing, I guess, is that you really, really, really get to experience more with just one faction. So like when you play one faction normally, you're constantly just doing the same thing over and over and over again. But when you
Even
have
with
these new
Norska, Nick?
challenges, yeah, even with Norska,
Right.
Norska is arguably the worst race in the game right now because it's
Wow.
like there's nothing in it. There is one mechanic that was added super long ago that you can do like these monster hunts, but the problem is that they're like across the fucking world, and you kind of have to, I don't know, move to those places manually, and because you're Norska, everybody hates you. So yeah, it's a good time, I guess. But I ended up beating this campaign in 189 turns, which was fun. I actually enjoyed myself the whole time. I started a new campaign with the new Nurgle, leader, which is really weird because you actually are supposed to play the game with Nurgle with all the demons, but this person specializes in not doing that. So it's very different, completely different play style than the dwarves. Like, I feel every time I play this game, or anyone who's looking to try to play Total War, whenever you play Total War and you like RTS games, this is the game for you because every single faction just feels like a completely different game.
That's so sweet.
From like
they really
from
did
the
a
way,
good job then.
yeah, it's amazing. Like, from the way you, for example, like do your economy is extremely different. Like, one race completely revolves on slave trade. Another race is, it's like your economy is dependent on just raiding, and there's just all these different things that happen that, I don't know, man, it's such a unique version of Total War. Like, I don't understand why they're going to be stopping supporting this game.
When Star Wars comes out, a whole new slew of people are going to start
The Huts better play different than the fucking corporate sector authority, or I am going to get angry. No.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak to the Empire. I'll call them.
Yeah, I'll call them.
I'll call their mom. I know them right now. But no, it's just a great
and,
time.
And I think what will happen is, like, the Star Wars will have some spill over into this game. And maybe if more people start playing this, maybe we'll get some more stuff down the line.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Well, glad you're having fun with Total War. On our TikTok about Empire at War, someone commented, "I'm so sad that they're making Star Wars into a Total War game because I just don't imagine the Star Wars battles where people like line up and shoot each other." And first off, I think Bobby made a good point. Yeah, and like, okay, well, but that's what they actually do in the movies. But
yeah,
do. I just said do, guys. Come on. But even if you want like a Battle of Geonosis thing, which is a little bit more dynamic, I feel like you can kind of do that with Warhammer Total War mechanics of like the different machines and dragons that they have that fly all over the map now. Like, it's not just lining up and shooting each other. So,
Nick, is there like guerrilla tactics?
Yeah, there is. There very much is. There's like new units that are not in lines, like they're like spread out in like little blobs and stuff. There are units that are only 12 models of like individual little characters. Like, there's a lot that has changed with the game since like Total War Shogun.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, at this point, I really think you could do Star Wars. It's just like, I got to see it to believe it.
Okay, quick. I don't know we got a lot, guys, but what two factions do you want to play in Total War against each other in Star Wars?
Oh, good question.
Anytime, no restrictions.
Okay, got it. Yeah, Yuzhen Vong, which are the intergalactic invaders in the book series that are outside of the Force because they live outside of the galaxy. All their ships are grown and they're living. So I'm imagining. Oh, and they all live on this world ship that kind of migrates along the galaxy and kind of eats planets and shapeshifts them into habitable for the Yuzhen Vong. So I think that would be a really fun race to play. And the Huts, because, I want to like get in people's planets and siphon their credits and set up underworld organizations, and I think that would be cool.
Nice. I saw something that was a really good idea on Reddit that was talking about how you would do like cities and stuff in Star Wars Total War.
Yeah.
And it would break up planets in so like a large planet would have 4 sectors, right? Like, it would be like the Northwest Hemisphere, the Southeast Hemisphere, and then a smaller planet would have, a medium planet would have 2, and then a small planet would have 1. And so I was like, it's a really good idea. But as far as your question, go ahead.
I'm just sorry. It was gears were turning in my head, and I was like, yeah, because if you're fighting over Coruscant, you don't just want to lose one battle and lose the whole planet. It would be kind of cool, like, oh, you won this battle, now you have to move on to like the next neighborhood of Coruscant or whatever. But what are your two factions, Nick?
The original Mandalorians, like the buggish people, versus Darth Maul's people. That's what I want to see.
The
Like, just the-
Zabraks?
Yeah,
What
like
do you mean
the
Darth Maul
gnarliest
people?
of the gnarly. Yeah, the Darth Maul's race.
Oh, from the new canon, right? The Witches of Dathomir, those people. They have like magician
they're hella
powers.
cool.
Dude, you just
Yeah.
want to play the most Warhammer ass faction in Star Wars.
The ones that are super fucking brutal. I don't like clean Star Wars. It sucks, dude. Give me real shit.
Bobby, what do you got? Speak for the first time this episode, please.
Ewoks versus Jawas.
Dude,
How
shut
about that?
Oh man.
You
That's
guys
like
are just
dwarves
like
versus
digging into
gnomes.
this deep lore and stuff. I don't know, man.
Don't pretend you don't like Star Wars, dude. Don't pretend you don't like it. What's going on?
The
I do like it,
Empire
I just,
versus the Gungans. Just maybe to wipe them off the fucking face of the earth. Earth's.
No love for
Uh-oh.
the Gungans.
We set in big doo-doo this time. Okay, Bobby, you've been playing
big doo-doo this time.
Uh-oh, Jaja. We sat in big doo-doo. Flesh and Bud, Bobby?
Flesh and Blood, the tradable card game. Emilio and I played this last week. So this was the card game that was mailed to us by one of our listeners from Norway, who had also sent us some delicious chocolates and drinks.
Thank you
But he also
so
said-
much, dude.
Yeah, thank you. And you can mail us stuff too. Just head on over to our Discord. You can get there from dlgaming.net. Always got to mention that. I love that we're getting actual like mail in, like physical mail. That's great. Let's keep it coming. But Flesh and Blood is the card game. So we had a chance to check this out. We were learning it from scratch. So it was not a very difficult game to learn, but you know, anytime you're going to play something like this, you have a lot of questions. It's a fun game. I see why people like this. So it's not the most popular TCG out there, but if you go to any card shop, it's there. Like people are playing it. And I think what really hurts this game is the lack of an IP. It's just generic fantasy. Had this been Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or Disney with the same mechanics, this game would be 20 times more popular.
What?
I
The
guarantee
World
it.
of Wrath? RATHE? You're saying that is just generic fantasy? Bobby?
And also the cards aren't printed all that well. It's like dark red text on red background. And you're like,
There's some legibility issues on the
Yeah.
cards. Which
Well, we're
is-
old
yeah.
again. We have to say that,
Yeah.
but yeah, there is that is
Yeah,
hard to read.
even playing Lorcana, I'm like, why is this text so small? But this one, yeah,
that's
the hero
weird.
cards had some color issues on it. So the decks, just to describe what the game's like and compare it to other card games out there, it seems like there's really just one big combat phase. So it's very simple in that sense, but the combat phase is very complex, and it seems to be kind of a game of bluffing almost. The trick seems to be defending with as little as possible, so you have enough cards to attack with as much as possible the next turn. And you can chain your attacks, so you can go soft on a first attack and then do like a big attack next, or a little attack, and then like put things to add to an attack. So there's a lot of just like almost like poker where you're playing a hand. But
And you could
it's
even put one ace up your sleeve as well.
Yeah, in
there's
your arsenal, you can
yeah.
store a card that you can play. But the game is also built around these heroes. You have a hero card, and they have some abilities, and then they have a deck that kind of caters to that hero. So it makes me wonder what the customizability of the game is. Like, how much can you really change up these decks if it has to be in line or be conducive to this hero and their abilities? I mean, these are like larger questions that I would need to explore more, but like the game itself is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
had a
good.
time.
The idea, I think, is kind of like a gladiatorial game. It's one person fighting one person in physical melee combat, but there's feints and special moves. It's all special moves, but like how much you exert yourself is definitely seen. It's a to and fro, right? So if you exert yourself, you're going to be not as capable when it comes back at you.
Oh,
So it's
that's a super
yeah,
cool concept. It's a
yeah, it is
one-on-one
very cool.
gladiatorial fight. That's what worlds did your gladiators hail from? I imagine the different worlds are kind of like colors in other trading card games.
No, you kind of play as a person, one person, and that person comes with a deck. That's what Bobby was talking about. Like he doesn't know how, or
Oh,
we don't know.
that's like the Dragon Ball trading card game.
Uh, yeah,
Well,
I so that like I don't know how collectible this game is. I might be way off. We might be, but
right.
uh, uh, that doesn't make it bad. If you can like buy the guy that you identify with the most and just play that one deck, that's great. You don't spend any more money. You know, like you pay whatever it is for the 180 card deck. Um, Unfortunately, it just got sent to us in a big blob of cards, and we started playing, and we were like, "Oh, this card clearly. These are your cards,
Yeah.
and these are my cards." Like, this.
Yeah,
Like,
Emilio had like a female rogue character with 2 blades. I had an orc character with an axe. And
Okay,
yeah, after
cool.
playing a little bit, we realized like, oh, these cards probably belong in different decks. But
and like credit to the game that after one game, I was like, I could easily uh unfuck this mess. Like I know what cards go in each deck, and that's a credit to the game, I think.
yeah, you see the
Yeah.
synergies. And I don't mind if a game doesn't have a lot of expansions or if it isn't too customizable. So that card game, the Star Wars card game that Christian brought to DLG Con last year, I think it was called Star Wars the Card Game, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Definitively.
So that one just is like 2 decks. They never change. You don't customize them. Those are just the decks that you play with, and it's a really fun game.
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't have to have the customizability in a TCG, and I think like the ugly thing about TCGs that we always ignore is how it's just um, they just gouge you for money. Like it's pay to win. It's we just kind of like turned a blind eye to it in TCGs, but they're just blatantly pay to win. And it's just financially keeping up with Magic or Lorcana, even when they're coming out with 4 expansions a year. Like it's just uh that's a lot of money, man. That's an investment, and
A
it's
lot of money
continual
you
investment.
could make, Bobby, with a $1,000 card you'll draw if you buy a crate.
What's funny is that that's so true that people have now made formats like certain play rules that you can't play, for example, with like cards above $1. And it's
Mhm.
pretty interesting. It's called Pauper, which is
Pauper.
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
not just
but then you
that,
got to
but
track
like
the prices. But drafts are kind of like the same thing too, but that just builds in some randomness.
I don't want to make this a TCG podcast like we've been people have been saying. I have so much more to say on on these things, but let's talk about porn instead. Gizmo VR is what I use to jerk off on my VR, right? So I didn't want anybody to know this, so I put myself invisible on Steam. But guess what? If I could shows up on my profile as the last game I played. So what's the point? What's the point? I ask you.
There
Wait,
is
just
a- there's a-
Gizmo, just Gizmo VR
There's a way
shows
to
up,
turn
or
it-
like
Yeah,
the
write it,
specific game?
write it down, bud. Write it down. Trust me. It's so
Well, we
good.
share a Steam library, so now maybe I'll do like
Gizmo
a.
VR is not like a porn site. It's just a
It's like a media player.
yeah, it's a media player, but it turns media into VR, whatever. And there's like you'll figure it out. Just Reddit and Gizmo VR is amazing together.
Okay.
What are the songs? Sing the songs of your people, dude.
The Songs of Conquest. Oh, I should have prepared a real song. This is the turn-based strat. Jesus Christ.
Whoa, is that me?
Yeah. Songs
Yes,
of
that was you.
Conquest. It's the turn-based strategy adventure with kingdom management that I talked about last week, folks. It's this cool pixel 2.5D art, and you explore around this map with an adventurer. You pick up items, you recruit people to your cause, and eventually you settle down and you make a little town. And from that town, you expand, and then it kind of becomes a 4X game, but it still keeps that initial exploration with your hero character, which is really who you're trying to make the most powerful. So it's a little It's not the first game in this genre, but it is incredibly well done. I'm having a lot of fun playing through this game. I'm used to more non-hero based 4X games, and that's actually one of the reasons why I don't really like Warhammer Total War, because I feel like a good hero, or at least someone who knows their hero well and knows how to like rotate their spells, can completely decimate an army that has been well set up with like a weaker hero, which might be fine in the Warhammer universe, but when I'm looking at a Total War game or these 4X games, usually I don't like that. And this kind of gets around that in a way, because your hero character is just kind of the general, and he buffs the army, but he doesn't fight in the army. So you still have all your regular characters, and it's still all about army composition and how you place your soldiers. There's not just like nuke buttons that you can hit, but your hero kind of levels up from battle to battle. And guys, the campaign is actually pretty engaging. Bobby, you were talking a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week, that campaigns in 4X games or RTS games are usually pretty generic, which I think I would definitely agree with. But this is an original fantasy world, and I went in expecting a weak story, and I, so far, am super engaged. I'm like, okay, so I'm playing these frog people called the Rana, because Emilio said he was vaguely interested in them, and I kind of expected them to be a meme, but no, they have this like deep story. They were sold into servitude by this human wizard, and the humans themselves are broken into like 3 or 4 factions, and they're fighting amongst each other. And the story is very like political, and it's the backdrop of really interesting mechanics and like tactical combat when armies go up against each other. So I don't know. This is like a 10 out of 10 game for me.
Did you pay the $35?
I paid
US
the
dollars?
40 Canadian dollars for this
And
game.
you say it's worth it, huh?
I think it is worth it. Yep.
Nice.
Especially now that it's in 1.0, there's 4 different campaigns. Each campaign has sub factions in them. I think there's a ton of content here. After I finish with the frog campaign, I can't wait to go to the evil humans and figure out what they're all about from their perspective. So, also, this last note, the developer said he's been working on the game for 7 years, and just
Solo dev?
no, not right now, but obviously in the beginning, yes, just him working. But this 7 years working on one thing, it would be like the culmination of your life work to release this in 1.0 in some ways, and that it's doing well, and that it's a really fun game, and it stands toe to toe with bigger teams that are making huge 4X games. Like this little pixel art game is still very fun. I think that's just cool. So yeah, Songs of Conquest, I'll probably be playing this for a couple weeks because it has me hooked. So sorry, you're gonna hear more about it. I'll try to continue to make this segment interesting, and next week we'll be on the evil human wizards. So we'll see what there's about. But
Cool, dude.
Emilio, back to you. Oh, sorry, you're glad?
I'm glad that you found something that you enjoy. I'm also glad that you found me this game, SCHiM, and you talked to the devs, and they sent you a copy. Is that right?
Yeah.
How that played out?
Yes.
I guess they're Dutch, and I just realized that right before they hear the review of the game, they're going to hear me talking about beating off. So mistakes
Everyone
were
beats
made.
off, dude. Everyone beats off. It's okay.
Mistakes were made. I could just simple. No, I'm not embarrassed about beating off. Just talking about it before. But anyway, SCHiM is Dutch for shadow or apparition or poltergeist type thing, like somewhere between a shadow and a ghost. I think I had to look that up. I did not know Dutch before this. I now know Dutch. Anyway,
professional at Dutch.
Very relaxing, calm game. This is not you're not going to be blowing heads off of zombies in this game. It is the simple art, but good animation. It's clean lines, just like if somebody who's very good at drawing drew but then animated it as well. And the emotions that they're trying to convey in each scene are easily to interpret because they just paint the entire scene that color. So bright sunny days are like orange and yellows, and dark, depressing times or like dark purples, and it really sets the mood. That with I don't think there's very much music actually, but I'm playing. You play as a small boy, and at least in the part that I played, because it's in early access, and I didn't. I got to the end of the demo or the end of what's available, and I did that in about an hour and a half. And what's interesting about this is you could probably just run through this game and just get to the end in like 10 minutes if you didn't care about anything. But this game, I put here that it has reinforces childlike behavior, because you play as a shadow of the boy, and the boy kind of does whatever he wants unless you're his shadow. But you can jump out of his shadow and be the shadow of other things, an umbrella, a park bench, whatever. You can jump from one to the other, and each one you can interact with, every single one. If there's a shadow, there's an interaction with it, like whatever it is. A dog will woof, bark, or a cat will meow, a pinwheel will spin, and you kind of want to fuck with everything. I jumped in all the shadows just to see what just to see what they'll do, and it's kind of like reminding me of a kid. They're always touching everything, and they want it just to see what they'll do for the most part. And also there's secret areas and secret items, and sometimes you can jump from one shadow to a shadow you wouldn't be able to think that you could get to, kind of in a Zelda type way, where it's barred by something simple, but you can see the goal, but you don't know how to get there, and so you just work at it until you can get there. So I thought I enjoyed the game quite a bit, actually. I There was some bugs. There was a part where I just lost control, so I rebooted the game, and the same part had the same problems 3 times in a row. So I just kind of like forced my way through that area. But it keeps making me think. This game keeps making me think that I'm forgetting things that I did, not forgetting things, that I haven't found everything. It as simple as it is. Like I said, if you just get point A to point B, you just blow through the game. But it's more about just being exploratory and getting into it and enjoying it for what it is. And I think they did a great job, and I can't wait to play the rest of it when it comes out.
Nice. Cool. I think that was a good review. On the Steam page, I thought it was more of a puzzle game and less of a story game. I guess because I didn't see the kid whose shadow you are. I
Well,
just
there's
see
no
the
text, and there's no audio. I mean, there's no speech.
right.
If there's a story being told, it's all through visuals and what's going on the screen. Yeah, to call it a story game would, yeah, there's a story, I guess, but it's kind of like watching a time lapse of a person's life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that as the backdrop for like. I guess would this technically be a platformer? You're jumping from shadow to shadow,
so-
but yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking about it. Yeah, it's a platformer that's 1D, like all the shadows are on the ground. But it's funny because there's this platformer going on, and none of the humans know that you're there. The life is just going on, and you're trying to navigate this shadow realm within people just going about their normal business. Like a person riding a bike, that's a perfect opportunity to jump into the shadow of the bike to get across the street, and
Right.
stuff like that. Yeah, and you're just like looking for stuff like that. It's really cool.
Cool. And I also see this other frame in the trailer where it's nighttime and you can't just live in the shadow. Like you have to have the shadow be contrasted. That's confusing, but it's nighttime and these lamps are on and the lamps are casting shadows on objects, and it looks like if your shadow is just in the dark,
No,
you
night
can't
doesn't
go
work.
there.
It
Yeah.
has to be a hard shadow. Yeah.
Right. So you have to live in a shadow. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm
Like
glad you liked
live
it,
in
dude.
my shadow.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but you are a pretty big fella. Bobby, you've been playing a game we all know and love.
Yes, I've been playing more Stardew Valley, but more importantly, I've been playing it with my girlfriend, and I think I've gotten her addicted to it. She even plays it without me, and that's never happened before. Yeah, she's getting pretty into it. It's a little scary.
She's taking over the
Um,
farm, dude. Is this a hostile
yeah.
takeover?
Well, it's her farm.
Okay.
Apparently, she had this game on her Steam account. I didn't even realize it, but we started playing it, and yeah, she's totally hooked. So we've been having a lot of fun playing that. The game had an update recently, and it's been a while since I've revisited the game. So I there's not a ton of new content. There's a few little things I've noticed. Nothing like outrageous or really even worth mentioning. There's just like a lot of little things they added. But what's different really this time around is I'm starting to do things that I never did on my other playthrough. For instance, I built a slime hutch, and I realized breeding slime in this game is like a game within itself. I was very confused by it, which is why I didn't do it before. And then I was like, let's do it. Let's build a slime hutch. We'll see what it's all about. And then I started looking it up, like, what do you do with the slime hutch? And there's just like Reddit posts that are like half a mile long on like how to properly breed slime and like how to set up your slime hutch so you don't take damage from the slime when you're harvesting them, like all this crazy
Damn,
stuff.
dude. The
Like the
weird part
breeding
is
is
how to breed slime is actually one of Emilio's Gizmo VR categories.
I was working on the same joke, dude. and you
No
beat me
worries.
to it.
Sorry, Bobby. Sorry. I know it's a serious time breeding slime.
Oh Jesus! This
serious
is my
slime.
slime hutch. I'm in my slime hutch as we speak.
How to breed slime without being damaged by
It's
Emilio.
funny though because like we're also we got a bunch of pigs and we're making truffles or getting truffles from them and making oil, and I'm like we're oily, like we're just making pigs and slime. That's our
Yeah.
farm is just pigs and slime. Let's get rid of the
Sweet.
crops. We're sticking with the moneymaker, the pigs and the slime.
New podcast
Um,
name?
Pigs and
Maybe.
slime.
It's not far
So-
off.
So, is there anything that your girlfriend did that surprised you? Like, you went back to the farm, you're like, "Wow, she completely changed the direction and repainted the walls."
Like she's figuring things out on her own. And like every time we've played games in the past, which hasn't been very often, it's always just been me kind of pushing her, like, okay, let's do this, and this is how you do that. But there's a lot of self-motivation coming from this. Like she'll go online and look things up, like she's into it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We've been playing almost every single night now too. Like if
Oh, cool.
I'm
Oh,
over
from
at
your
her place.
place, like apart, you're playing together?
Yeah,
That's
we're
awesome,
playing
dude.
online.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so that's been really cool, man. Like I'm enjoying it. Stardew Valley is like the game that just keeps on giving, man. I love that game. I hope I hope they keep adding stuff to it. Or I guess I still have stuff to discover too, man, like the slime hutches. But it's like Slime Rancher almost. I love that game, but you just like breed slime in that game, and I guess you can do the same thing in Stardew Valley. So
Yeah. All of Slime Rancher is inside of Stardew Valley, but Stardew Valley is not inside of Slime Rancher.
yeah. Yeah, and she's already asking like, what other games are like this that we can play? And I'm scratching my head, like thinking, there's My Time at Sandrock, which was the multiplayer newer version of My Time at Portia, and I think there's some like Stardew Valley clones out there that probably aren't as good. And then there's like that lower level of the ones that just aren't. They're more casual. If you can get even more casual than Stardew Valley, like Dinkum or whatever Dinkum was based off. What's that Switch game? Animal Farm, I think.
Animal Crossing.
Well, the
Animal
new
Crossing. Animal
what's the
Farm.
Pokemon?
The George Orwell.
The George Orwell game.
Nick, what's the Pokemon game that exploded 4 months ago? 6
Power
months
World?
ago.
Power World?
Yeah, Power World.
Yeah.
That's another one,
Yeah,
Bobby.
I think that one
That's a
might
little
be a little more
violent.
combat
Yeah.
based. So yeah, I don't know. We're looking to keep it kind of casual,
Dude,
but
you
not
just-
too casual.
Oh,
like
and if
Dinkum.
she wants to play on her own, Dave the Diver for sure.
Oh,
sure.
But she was asking about that game, and I was like, I mean, it is kind of like that, but Dave the Diver, you spend the majority of your time swimming around, catching fish, fighting fish,
wrong with
sharks, and
that?
stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if she's ready for like
The dexterity of that.
yeah, the combat of that. Stardew Valley is a game where you can totally take it at your own pace. There was a game, I think we had it on the radar, and I remember talking about it and saying that it was like Stardew Valley, but you don't have the day night cycle. because Stardew Valley really does kind of break your momentum. Like you're doing a whole bunch of stuff, you're in the mines, you're doing this and doing that, and oh, it's midnight, I got to get home or I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. But there was another game and I cannot remember what it was, and they got rid of that mechanic, and I was like, that's a good idea.
Oh
And I
dang,
wish like
I love that mechanic in Stardew Valley because it's a natural save point. You know, if I go by
Mhm.
7 days, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna quit playing now, and that's fine. But
Yeah, but then you get like the one more turn or the one more day thing going.
This is neither here nor there, but Johnny called me and he's like, "Hey man, do you want to play 7 Days to Die?" And I was
oh,
like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, I would jump in back into it, but I think at this point we need somebody to hold our hand." And his girlfriend has 1,000 hours into it, and
oh my
I was like,
gosh.
"Oh, no
Jeez.
wonder you." Yeah, okay, I could see the appeal, dude. Let's
Wow.
do it.
I would like to
And then they
revisit
fell
that
asleep
game.
before I got on.
Dude, I would
Yeah.
love to go back to 7 Days to Die. And last time I did, I didn't even make a base. I just played like a little fucking scavenger rat going from hardware store to gun store. And that was really fun. Like just killing zombies and
Living
not,
off the land.
yeah, we're not even worrying about the crafting survival part of it. And I mean, I didn't play for very long, maybe like around 10 hours, a couple days, but it was still fun.
Was that after 1.0 or before?
That was after 1.0. Yeah, I went back
Okay.
and wanted to see how everything felt, and it feels really good. It's never felt better to blow a zombie's head off than right now in
Nice.
7 Days to Die.
Mm.
Uh, okay, that's cool. On the radar, we're moving on to which is games that have caught our attention. And I'm going to talk about Reus 2, which is currently released $29.95 on Steam. It released May 28th, and it is kind of a game right up my alley. So when I went to New Zealand, this is going to be a little bit of a bird walk. They have this town called Mount Manganui, and it is on this peninsula, really long stretch of land, long and skinny, and it has a huge mountain on the end. And there is a local legend about the mountain that, you know, the mountain used to be on the land, but then it got jealous of the girl mountain that it liked, and the girl mountain didn't like him, so he walked all the way out to the ocean, plopped himself in the middle because he was depressed and sad. And that is kind of the gameplay loop of this game, because you are making a planet, but you are playing as these kind of ancient titans that the people can't see. So you're stomping in the water and you're creating land, and then the people kind of just inhabit that area, and you can affect them. You can spawn like a jade natural outcrop, and then the people will go to the jade, and if they have enough intelligence in their village, they'll start to make items out of the jade, and it'll affect their culture. So that's kind of cool. Uh, there's also a galactic celestial level. So after you're finished with your titans on one planet, you can go to another planet and you can bring some people there and see, maybe let's do something different here. Maybe let's make a magma thing and let's see if the people can live in magma. I don't know if they can, but let's try. And I'm going to call these types of games, wait for it, Spore Lights. Okay? Is that nods of
No,
approval?
there's a name for this.
Mm.
It's a god simulator, right? Isn't it?
Okay.
Isn't that what they're called? I mean, I like your Spore Light. I would drink a Spore Light.
I think Spore Light, because there's a galactic celestial level to it, which to me is maybe a little bit different than a god simulator. But you know, maybe the god that we know is a multi-planetary. Why not? I don't know. You know.
Why not?
So, yeah.
I
Anyways,
was just thinking, I think I know what it's called, the bird walk. Because you say, I'm going to go on a bird walk. And then somebody says, why would a bird walk? And then you go into a whole other conversation about why the bird is walking. Anyway, that's my
okay.
argument.
I like that as was that
How
ChatGPT
popular
generated?
How popular was Reus 1? I don't remember. And it was a long time. 97%, 402 reviews right now.
I remember that game being pretty popular.
Yeah.
I never played it, but a lot of people did, and I remember just kind of always being around and like kind of front and center at everyone's attention for a while.
Bro, I am digging this art.
It looks
I like
so cool. Wait,
Yeah.
what did you call it?
Mm.
Roos?
Reus. That's what, yeah, when you said it, it made me want to vomit, dude.
Reuse? That's
Yeah.
not it?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that's. Yeah,
I'm reaching out to the
Reus?
developer. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Reus. I don't like it.
Reus.
Reus?
Jeez. Okay.
It
Anyways,
it also somehow means shadow and poltergeist in Dutch.
Okay, there's a city in Spain. Hey, there's a city in Spain that's spelled like that, and it's called Reus.
Reus.
wow. At least I wasn't far off. Right? This segment needs to be over.
Soulmask.
Soulmask.
Yeah, so this game is interesting. I got a recommendation to check this out from Steam, and I was like, well, I guess I do like survival games. This one is very much similar to Rust and Ark. There's like animals, there's like violence and stuff. There's base building. The interface looks really like Ark, as far as like the inventory system and stuff like that. People think this game is interesting because of the fact that it's constantly persistent, which means that like your fires are constantly burning, your person actually still exists. So like Rust players are not happy about that. Overall, this looks very interesting. It's got a lot of reviews. I mean, 1,700 reviews, and it released 3 days ago. It's sitting at a 79%. You can have, it's kind of like Power World, where you can have like little NPCs manage your village as well. And yeah, I mean, it like the aesthetic is kind of interesting. It's kind of Aztec-y, Native American-y. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Graphically,
pretty-
though, I gotta say it's the best. I mean, if this is to be believed, this is probably the best graphics I've seen in a crafting survival.
Yeah,
No?
it's definitely. I think it's definitely better than Rust. It's definitely better than Ark. I mean, I haven't played the new Ark, but I can. I
Well,
can tell you it's
Enshrouded
probably
was
not that
pretty good.
And
Yeah,
Shroud
and
was-
Shroud was
No,
pretty good.
dude. Nah, I disagree. Maybe it looks bad on my computer.
What's cool is like it is multiplayer. You can make your own masks and everybody can match. So like when you're doing PvP, you can definitely
a
know
tribe?
who's like a tribe. And you kind of get to know like who's against who, right? Like if if everybody has like a green mask with like pink feathers, then hey, we're the green mask pink feather tribe. But I just think there's a little bit more personalization. Apparently it's got a fuck ton of building. Yeah, it just looks interesting.
I like that, dude. I like I mean, when I talk about Rust, I'm talking about like in a very early build. But I did have fun, but I had no idea who was on my team and not on my team. It was very hard to tell.
Yeah,
And if there's like a banner or a group color that would really help.
there's
or
a
mask.
there's a reason why like unofficial Rust servers are so popular, and it's to fix things like that, where it's like all your teammates have like a blue aura when you have them in like line of sight,
Yeah.
and things like that. So it's like this game seems to just have that built in default. So but yeah, it's got a lot of players, it's got a lot of reviews. I might check it out. I also have other stuff to play. Elden Ring DLC comes out this month. I just
Hell yeah.
rebought it on PC. I have to fucking warm up. Apparently, like just to go on a fucking bird walk real quick. Apparently, the new DLC has a new leveling system that's only available in the DLC content. So you can't just be like ridiculously overpowered and then just plow through it.
Right.
I just
Bobby-
posted a picture in Crew, guys, so you could see like how much goes into making the mask in Soulmask. I think it's pretty fucking sweet, man. If that's the identity of you and your crew, that's awesome. Like we talk about this all the time. Why fuck with nose width and brow length if you're just gonna get a helmet 5 minutes later? This is your helmet. You're customizing your helmet. What a great idea. Yeah.
No, that's cool.
I definitely think
Yeah.
so. I think the only time that matters where it's like facial construction is when you're like Fallout, when your character's like up front and center in the screen and you're just like seeing your
Oh, it
character's
matters
face
to
animation.
you, dude. You want to be represented in that.
Well, even in Fallout, you're wearing a helmet at some point, aren't you?
Yeah, you can hide your helmet though.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, the birdwalk thing on this podcast has become just like
It's
a
the
normal
Birdwalk
part of-
podcast.
It's the Birdwalk podcast for sure. And Bobby, you said that you used to have a teacher who said that. Have you talked to this
Yeah.
teacher and told him what a formative, effect he's had on.
No, dude, I'm glad the legend of Mr. Pedrazi lives on. Because,
Ozzy,
yeah,
dude.
this guy was like a big old teddy bear too. He had like this brown curly hair. This is like the early '90s. Yeah, man. No, I haven't seen that guy in forever. I have no idea. I don't even know if he's still alive. But I'm glad the legend continues, man. That's what's nice
Nice.
about being a teacher. You get to like kind of put these ideas into kids, and it lives on in a way. It's
I thought he was
doesn't
going to
do
say
this-
that's what's nice about having a podcast, but no, he went
No.
the other way with it.
I don't know. Maybe our listeners take some things we say to heart, but when you're a teacher, you're dealing with young,
Yeah.
impressionable children. They absorb this stuff. Same thing with being a parent. But yeah,
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like when they meet somebody that's not their family and that person has thoughts and ideas and things that they've never heard about, yeah, it makes a huge impression. Anyway,
I have a buddy who's just like that. He would join the military, and he's from like the deepest of deep South, and his family is all pretty crazy. And then he joined the military. He's like, my eyes have been opened. I
yeah,
know what anime is now.
yeah.
I know what anime is.
All right, guys, I'm gonna blow all your guys' brains out. This is crazy. So, rabbit and steel, right? Doesn't look like much. You click on it, and you click on some of the pictures, and it's a bunch of circles. But what this game is a roguelike that simulates fights from epic boss battles from like World of Warcraft raids, where you're managing heals and positioning and DPS and all that stuff, but it's broken down into this simple little top-down game where you play as rabbits and you go against these monsters. And graphically, it's not much, but it's only the boss battles. It's only the raid bosses. And
This is such a fucking good idea, dude.
it is such a good idea, dude. And you can level up and loot, but there is no MMO. There's just getting together with your friends and going straight to the raid battle and figuring it out. And if you beat it, you get loot and XP. And if you don't, better luck next time. And it's procedurally generated, I believe, and randomized. So I think that conceptually this is fucking fantastic, but I'm also backed up by Steam reviews, 97% with almost 4,000 reviews. So
I want to play this with
something's
everyone
I wanna
here
play
right now.
I want to play. Yes,
God,
correct.
yes.
I want to cancel the podcast and play this. I agree. I agree.
This
Like-
is so good.
Dude, what do they call it when you take a deconstructed? They deconstructed raiding in an MMO into this simple top-down thing. Apparently it's like I was gonna say, like it might not be fun, but apparently it is. 97%. Those three people are playing on a potato. You got to just like nothing's ever gonna be 100%. But man, like Bobby, doesn't this seem interesting?
no, this seems like a great idea.
That's a
Yeah.
great idea.
Adding this to my wish list. Yeah, I love it when a game does that. That's what I felt like about Vampire Survivors. They like took
Yeah.
Diablo and all those types of games, and they just boiled it down to the most fun part and got rid of all the other stuff that
Deconstructed
nobody
is what
cares
the kids
about.
are saying.
At what point do games begin these deconstructed points where you just click something and it says you win?
I
at
mean,
what
there's
po-
clicking
like-
games, dude. There's I've
I
played
know,
a
but
clicking
what
game.
but what I'm saying, it's like I click once, I get magical loot, and I'm now a dragon.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Wait,
that's
Nick,
like,
isn't
you
that
don't
what
like
an
it?
AFK RPG is?
I don't like this.
Are
I
you
don't like
kids
this
off
at
my
all.
lawning this fucking
Kids
amazing
get
idea?
off my lawn, you fucking boomers.
But no, I mean, I
Sniper,
think
I'm
this
just
game
kidding.
is difficult.
It looks interesting. It actually does. I personally wouldn't play it. But
Fuck
I
off,
can definitely
dude.
see the appeal. I would not play this.
Why would you
If,
wouldn't?
if us three jumped off a bridge, you wouldn't jump off too.
Nick, come
No.
on. Join our Rabbit in Steel, dude. We'll have so much fun.
If this were anime, then you'd play
Yeah.
it, right?
I mean, yeah, if it had a different skin, which eventually it probably will, then yeah.
Why would it have?
Because this is probably going to blow up, and then people are going to make
No,
just like
dude.
Vampire Survivor.
Blizzard's gonna steal this and make an epic version of this. But
They're going to make a mobile game of this. I bet.
if you do play it, you'll be like, I was on the Rabbit and Steel time.
Dude, I bet you a year from now, is this an early access? Oh no, it's not. I bet you like a year from now, Nick will be like, so a couple of my friends from my Discord went on this game, Rabbit and Steel, and I hopped on because why not? And we had a great time.
Yeah, I'm all
Dude,
about
his
this,
tag is
dude.
anime.
I am so down for this.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
looks awesome.
don't get me wrong. I do not like the aesthetic at all. I love the idea. I love it. Like,
It's like Adventure Time
You know-
aesthetic. I can live with it.
Christian, I'm not sure if you've ever done this. Have you ever worked 3 hours to get to a boss with 30 other people and taking it down?
Or
No.
40.
No, I'm too busy in my tailor shop. I mean, I've done endgame content in Star Wars Galaxies, but
Yeah.
the raids were designed for 8 people, and
Oh.
the level of effort
Yeah.
was maybe like 2 hours is like a long fucking time, like you're doing something wrong with the group. But these tales that you tell of or that sometimes Nick tells of World of Warcraft, and that you tell of that fucking game, I can't remember that
EverQuest.
stole your life.
EverQuest.
EverQuest. Yeah, no, I've never experienced anything like that. That's it.
Dude,
It's
it's
very
like-
intense.
It's
You know what happens when a lot of people are at like a fervor. That's what happens. A fervor of that runs through a crowd of people, and even though they're not in the same room, there's just like this energy. We fucking did it! Everybody's standing up. You know they're standing up because you're standing up, and we fucking did it. It took us 3 times in 6 months, but we fucking did. That's the shit, dude.
That's
that
pretty
shit
cool.
is crazy. Yeah.
like that. Like you said, like it's definitely a unique situation that not every human gets to feel. Right?
Yeah. And never will again, really. I don't think. I mean, maybe
you
with
probably won't
VR,
because you
that's
don't
crazy.
play. you
Oh
don't
wait, I
play
thought you were gonna say 'cause I
MMOs
was gonna
anymore.
die soon, dude. Rude.
Yeah, that probably too. But you know,
Just-
eventually your liver's gonna explode. But no, like it is honestly one of the weirdest things that you can't like. I can talk till I'm blue in the face to my mom, but I could never explain to her, and she would never understand. Like, you just play video games with your friends. I'm like, that's not how it is. Like, it's very much like, imagine coordinating 40 people to do things perfectly. Everybody has a job, everybody has a thing to do, and then when you do it, you now hold the accolade of like being able to be part of this small group of people that have done it. And
That's pretty cool.
it's so satisfying. Like I have no reason to, like there's no real reason to play video games besides like stress relief possibly. But like the only reason why I play every single race on very hard in Total War is not because I want to do that in the sense of I think every race is awesome. No, there's some definitely shitty ones. But it's the fact that I just want all those accolades. That's a solo achievement. But doing it with 40 people and like, dude, there's been times where we literally spent weeks preparing and trying and attempting bosses. And like, I remember one time we were doing this boss. It was in Legion, and we just kept trying. We tried for weeks. We could not beat the last boss, and eventually, like we were like, all right, guys, just one more try. We're all out of consumables. We're all out of things that like make us stronger. And so we'll just do this one more try, and we'll just go to sleep. Like we got him down to like 15% health. Let's see if we can get him down to 10. And we beat it, and we were like, people were crying. People were like, "Oh my god!" It was like 4 a.m. on like a Tuesday. It's just, it's insane.
Yeah, that's all right. But have you ever made pancakes Sunday morning?
I make pancakes every morning. if I
Really?
want.
Oh, that's
Vivian wants pancakes almost every other day.
cool. Yeah, pancakes seem like an easy food for kids. Can you put anything in it? Guess that sound. Guys, we've been doing this for not that long, 3 weeks. The first hint of the Guess That Sound is a game that Nick enjoys. There's $15 in the pot, and you can email pixelshitshow@gmail.com to guess the sound, and this is what you're guessing. Now, we didn't actually get a guess this week. I guess no one wants $15. I mean, I don't blame you. $15, what are you going to do with that? Except buy Rabbit and Steel and play with us because Nick isn't
yeah.
here.
Is it collusion if I tell Leslie what the sound is? And she
No,
guesses?
no, Nick, you can't. Nick, you're barred.
I want
You're-
$15. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
By
not
the way,
kidding.
Nick, that was that's about as that was well. You were speaking poetry just a minute ago, man. I really
Yeah, that was
enjoyed
awesome.
That. Yeah,
Thank you.
I think that's gonna be the next TikTok. Yeah.
Just
Oh,
TikTok here.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, Emilio, so what do you think that noise was?
I didn't hear it.
Okay, I'll play it again.
His ears are open.
Oh, okay. Ooh. First of all, I love it.
Okay.
I would say, and like it just out of nowhere, I would say it has something to do. Can I say it? Like, maybe I get it exactly right, dude. But I think
that would be rough.
I think it comes from the Lord of the Rings game, the Return of the King.
Okay.
The one where you fight hordes of people and it has the Nemesis system. I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good guess.
That is a good guess. I'm gonna say I know that's not it.
Yeah. It's not it, but great
Nick
guess.
knows what it is.
I
Well-
definitely know what it is.
Hey, Nick, okay, so I didn't tell Nick the exact sound, but when we played Bobby Nick Bingo, they both have a sound of a game
You
they
guys are
love.
giving so many clues right now. Obviously, everybody's going to know it's Warhammer now.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
You don't know which game it comes from. It might
There's
not
a
even come
lot-
from
There's
there's
a lot of Warhammer.
games.
If I've learned anything doing this podcast with Nick, there's a lot of fucking Warhammer out there. Okay, but Bobby, Emilio, and Nick will always have the opportunity to help you out there, give you hints, and you can email pixelshitshow@gmail.com. If this hint helped you, please get your guesses in. Now, Bobby, we're going to play a little game.
I can't give
And
a hint.
What's that?
I can't give a hint.
No,
They have to earn
Nick,
the hint, Nick.
Oh,
have
they
to-
have to earn the hint. Okay, sorry.
Nick,
I forgot.
Nick,
And
come
the
on.
hint is No, Nick, you cannot give a hint. It's the answer.
Your time is over, Nick. It's just the sound you like, okay? Please, it's Bobby hour now. Bobby, we're gonna play a game called Guess the Game. The maker of Guess the Game, Guess the .game is how you get to this. It's an online kind of Wordle thing, except you're guessing video games by screenshots that pop up. So I thought it would be fun if we did this together, and that if Bobby guessed the game, that would reveal the hint to all you people listening. So, Bobby, please make your way
pressure.
down to 595. Day
Is there
595.
Is there a link that I should be clicking somewhere?
You can go to the URL guessthe.game.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
It's linked in the show notes if you really want to just click, but
It's
it is
also in
on the
chat.
screen for everyone. I'm going to describe what day 595 has, and Bobby's going to he's just going to play. And Bobby, if you could just let us know what's going through your mind as you play, that would be good. So on the right, there is a wooden box with some upside down words. And on the left, there looks to be some sort of maybe sideways Pokemon, the magnet looking one. That's what I see.
Magnemite.
Magnemite. Yeah. So
Yeah, right off the bat, I also see this green laser going through the screen like a tripwire almost. This looks a little sci-fi. My first initial reaction is it's maybe a Deus Ex game, but I don't know which one because the graphics are a little old. They don't. So the way this game works, they first give you a screenshot, no hints. I'm just gonna, and if you start typing in, like if I start typing in Deus Ex, it'll say Deus Ex Conspiracy, Human Revolution, Mankind Divided. I'm gonna go with the original Deus Ex because it looks a little old. That is not it. This next screenshot is not very helpful. I see that green laser again. I see some barrels. It looks very generic, like maybe early 2000s. And the next hint is the Metacritic score is 72%. Not super high.
Yeah, everything is. Bobby, can you help me? Can you share your screen? Because I don't know what's going on.
It
would
might
love
take
to.
me a minute to figure
I
that
don't
out.
think
Yeah,
you,
you-
Emilio, you're of lesser importance on this segment. So it's just
I'm trying to enjoy the show, dude.
well with the listeners.
You're not even
with the,
people.
with the listeners.
When people
let
watch
Bobby's
this on YouTube,
buttery
they're going to want
voice-
to watch. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What are you guessing, Bobby?
All right. I don't know. I'm going with like a Metal Gear game. I have no idea which one it could possibly be. What's a Metal Gear game from like the early 2000s? 2, 3,
2. Three's
2.
from like 2000, I think 6.
17.
No,
Two
okay. There's no
snakes
way
fuck.
that there's no way it got a 72% Metacritic score, so that can't be it.
No.
Um, I'm going to go with the second Deus Ex game. I know that one got a pretty low score. It was not good. Which one was that? It wasn't Human Revolution.
No, definitely not.
It wasn't Mankind Divided. Was it Invisible? I think it was Invisible War. That was the second Deus Ex game.
Yeah.
All right, not correct. Original
Ooh.
platform was PC and it was in VR. And now I'm seeing a screenshot
Oh.
of Physical Interaction Test Chamber. All right. So this has got to be like a puzzle game that I'm thinking of now. What's a puzzle game?
Portal
in
was
VR.
in VR. I mean, eventually.
Yeah,
But not
but
originally.
not a 72%. I
No,
think
no.
like-
I love that you're keeping all. Yeah, I would have run through all my guesses already. Green laser game.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit submit. Let's go to the net or skip. Okay, now I'm seeing the genre. It's FPS and puzzle elements, and I see somebody with a gun. I feel like this is that Bone game. What was it? Boneworks.
Oh,
I think this is
yeah,
Bone.
dude.
Oh, that's it. It's Boneworks.
Congrats,
Hey!
Bobby! Wow.
These games seem hard at
We got
first,
there.
but I have actually. So he has a new one that he posts every day on guessthe.game. And I've been playing pretty regularly, and you can go back and play older days. And I'm surprised at how many I get right. Games that I have never played, I'm able to guess because maybe I saw their Steam page or I'm aware of them from something else. Like the game is actually a little easier than it looks. It seems hard at first, but it's not.
Dude, go ahead.
So I'll drop the hint because you got it right. Congrats, Bobby. The hint is Cold. So it's a game that Nick likes is the first hint, and the second hint is Cold. And then I did email. Well, the maker of this emailed us, and then I emailed him back just asking some questions. I was like, "Why did
Guess
you
the
make
game,
this?"
not the.
Sorry, yeah, the maker of Guess the Game.
Yeah.
And he said that he made it during COVID because he was bored and it was a fun side project, and he never expected so many people to play it. And he's also made a game called Guess the Audio and Guess the Book, and he's gonna just make a bunch more of these.
Can he
kinda
take over
guessing
our
games.
segment? Because our segment's extremely mismanaged.
I am offended.
I like it. How
Are
dare
you? I'm personally offended. But if he ran Guess the Audio, it would definitely be better ran. There's no mistake about that. He also said we have to mix in popular and fan favorite games with more niche titles because we're on day 700, I think is the latest day. We're up there. Like he's been running this for multiple years, so they're not all going to be super easy. Although, in the Discord, when Crusader Kings 3 came up, everyone was
I
like,
knew you were gonna get that one. I knew you were gonna get that one immediately.
everyone was like,
I knew it was Crusader King.
oh, it's so hard. What does this map mean? It's like this super pixelated, like, I was like, I fucking was born on this map, I'll tell you.
This is my home.
And he also says that his favorite type of sauce is garlic sauce or spicy mayo, which I think I can respect. Those are both good sauces.
Those are the lands that became a ruler and a man. And of course,
Yeah. So cool. Thanks for making Guess That Game. I'm throwing it in Discord and I'm playing it kind of every other day. So it's fun. And hope that hint helps you guys out there. Pixelshitshow@gmail.com to guess.
for those people that want to watch that on YouTube, you can't because Bobby didn't share his screen while he was going through.
Oh, to be clear, I had it up. So everyone else
Yeah, he had it
except
up on
you,
Twitch.
Oh,
if they
I see.
want,
Yeah.
it's just really you that's being left out. Like, sadly, it's just you. So
Listen, I'm 45 minutes. I'm just instruction.
My
You
ears
gotta
don't
wave your
work.
arms.
I pee every 20 minutes.
all right, listener questions, Bobby.
Yeah, we just got one today, and it's from Warconius, who sent us that package last week that we opened of all the Canadian stuff. He says, "Hey guys, glad you like the Canadian snack foods. It was a mix of local and national stuff, some of which is considered contraband in your country, deemed too dangerous for the masses. When I was looking up what's available in Canada and not in the US, it blew my mind that this item was banned."
What item
He
is it?
doesn't
He
mention,
didn't say what it was.
Probably
He
cat
doesn't
my
mention
God.
eggs.
Like for
So out of all
liability
the stuff
reasons
we've
mainly,
tried-
like so they can't
Yeah.
track him down.
Oh yeah.
maybe he can follow up and let us know. But out of
He
all
just
the stuff
committed
that
a
we
federal
got, what do you
offense.
think was bannable? And it,
Oh.
it might be banned not because of the actual what it's made of. Maybe there's like other legal reasons that it's not sold here. But I don't know. I don't know what would have been banned.
I know it's illegal to transport maple syrup across the border without a bunch of stuff. Like it's really like yeah, it's really
Yeah,
like
you
a
gotta have
cartel.
license to import
Oh,
that.
I think I talked about it. It's like angel tears, dude. Fucking that maple syrup is amazing, dude. I made a drink and it tastes like shit because it was just what we had left, and Sam wanted to drink. I put some maple syrup in that bitch and blew our minds, dude. That it's angel tears, dude.
Did I tell you,
Like-
Amelia? Did I tell my mom, like when my mom never had real maple syrup until like 2 years ago?
What'd she say about it?
She's like, "What? Like this is the nectar of the gods. Like how is this
Yeah.
a thing?" I'm like,
It's
"Mom,
like-
you're 64 years old.
Yeah.
How have you not had real maple syrup?" And what it is she's frugal and she just thinks syrup is syrup. And
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just Jemima's. He also says, speaking of food, any video games you enjoyed, or any video games where you enjoyed how they handled food as a game mechanic? I'm currently playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, and going to restaurants and combining certain foods gives buffs during battles.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, there's actually something very similar in of all games, Total War. There's a really fat guy and his name is Grom the Paunch, and he's the biggest goblin that's ever existed. And when you play as him, you can kill certain like individuals, or you can fight certain races, and you unlock more ingredients. And I think there's up to 40 ingredients, and it's the same thing. Like whatever you use as an ingredient gives you like a buff to either you or your army.
So it's like elf tiers if he fights the elves and they like throws them in
One of
soup.
them is Centigore milk, and there's no
Ugh.
female Centigores. So
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, another one is like
That's a
that's on
cool,
Gizmo
like-
VR. That's on Gizmo
Trolls
VR for
like-
sure.
for sure. Another one is like troll eyes, and there's all kinds of stuff. But it's
Oh, cool.
actually one of my favorite mechanics.
I liked in
Yes.
Enshrouded that this isn't super cool, but in most survival crafting games, you throw something in the oven, it pops out perfect baked. But if you hold in Enshrouded the food you're cooking for too long, it turns to charcoal. I don't know. I thought that was a neat like
Oh, like
thing.
it becomes the resource charcoal?
yes, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Really, charcoal. I know in Sea of Thieves, you can burn your food quite easily. And if you leave it on there too long, it'll set your ship on fire. But
Wow.
it's kind of funny because the only way you can cook stuff is either setting a timer or just by keeping an eye on it when it gets just the right color, you know, when to pull it off the skillet.
Nice. Shout out to modders because Skyrim has food in it, but food doesn't really do anything. But they do the extreme mode. Modders did originally, where you can, food and shelter matter. You can freeze to death and you can starve. So they made the food count. So you have to keep yourself fed, and that's if you want to play super hardcore version.
Nice.
So shout out to them. Dude, are they not the unsung heroes of PC gaming? Really?
Modders?
Modders? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think they're unsung. I think they're sung a lot.
Who songs them other than like people like us? Like you don't read about them very much stuff.
Who sucks?
Yeah, you do.
I
Like, if you
read
go to Reddit and stuff. You definitely
maybe it's
see
my
people that are
algorithm, but
sung.
I feel like a lot of news sites do focus on popular mods.
Okay,
But-
but they should be
Yeah.
getting
They're-
money
they're well
and
sung.
accolades.
They should be getting money, and there should be
Yeah.
some sort of accolade that would be really cool, like a Modders Choice Award.
There
or
is.
yeah.
You can tip people on Nexus mods.
Well,
Can
that's
you
nice.
tip people? Can you do that on Steam Workshop?
Why are you asking,
I-
Bobby? Because you don't. You never
It's like, I gotta tip this
No, I
one
feel like
guy
you
who made
can.
this really good mod 5 years ago, guys. I love him. I just never talked to him.
Bobby's the kind of guy. He waited. There's a supporter pack for Deep Rock Galactic, and you buy it, and like it all it does is support them and gives you like these gold whatever. He waited for it to be on sale.
Oh, we're calling Bobby out here. I don't think
Yeah,
there's a
sorry,
way to
man.
give people direct money on Steam, and maybe because the workshop items like frequently have other IPs in them, maybe they ban any links to like
Yeah.
Ko-Fi or
Right.
donations
Another-
or Yeah.
Another thing that people do sometimes is they'll put their Patreon link, and it'll be like, you get these passwords to like the things in the mods, or like it won't even be like, essentially you can just tip them through Patreon, because
right.
you can always just send a one-time payment, and that's another thing that people do for modders to get money.
They do it for the love. They do it
Yeah.
for the love of the game.
Original, yeah. No
Yeah.
modders like I'm gonna mod this and make a bunch of money. No, it starts with the love.
More like they'll spend a lot of money, like us in Star Wars Galaxy's Restoration. Jesus Christ.
God
It
damn.
costs a lot of money to run an MMO, dude. It like
Did you pay into that, Christian?
no, not me, but other people on the team who are developers definitely, and the community too. It's crowdfunded, so. But you know, even with all the people that signed up every month, it's a little under. So everyone kind of tries to pitch in for server costs and stuff, which is, yeah, they do it because they love it. I mean, they do it because they love the game. So
Yeah.
Literally.
And we do this because we love the games.
ah,
So somebody try to keep going from that. Go ahead.
No.
we can't. We have to end the show. Except Nick loves every game except Rabbit and Steel, which really is. It's getting to me. It's getting to me.
It's understandable. I understand why you think I'm a madman. I mean, it's not accurate, but I don't know.
Okay.
Bobby, take the show over, please. Save us.
Oh, is it?
No, it truly
Writing
is the end
part
of the
of-
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's everyone playing next week?
Songs of Conquest. Is that the name? Yes.
Total War.
Senua Sacrifice or Senua 2 Hellblade.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you were
Leslie's
gonna
playing
beat
that, by
that.
the way.
You didn't have enough time, probably. Though.
I didn't play it at all. The only thing
Okay.
I played was SCHiM, and I beat it, but it took an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour. I don't know what it was.
The new Deep Rock Galactic Season 5 is coming out, but I don't think that's next week. So I don't know when I'm going to play this week. I'm killing time until Season 5 of DRG.
All right, there
right.
it is. I guess.
Okay.
All right. Speaking for Christian, Bobby, Nick, and myself, we're talking about Songs of the Titties, everyone.
Okay.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
later.
We love you.
There's basic songs about it. High songs about it. There's purple songs about it. I don't think the podcast was very good, but I had a great time with you guys tonight.
That's good. I think I had a good time too.
I had a good time. It was nice being
Now-
on with everybody.